You got $1 million, right? The first thing you do, after of course you come see me to buy a car, the first thing you do, man, you go buy a house. So you get $1 million house. That's the price. You sign all the paperwork, you go with the mortgage company, good to go. That's the price. But what you don't factor in is the cost associated to that price. See, what you don't weigh in is not only what's the monthly mortgage on $1 million property, but what's the monthly maintenance on that $1 million property. I mean, it's gonna cost you $10,000 or $15,000 a month to do that. And then you're also committed now to a 30-year mortgage. So you were lured by the price. I want $1 million home. But do you realize the cost associated to that home? Right, TSL Nation, where have you been, man? I've been waiting for you the whole time. Sorry, I'm a little late to the party, man. I just had to get this one totally out before I shared it to you. So, with that, man, don't I look studious with my glasses on? So, welcome back or welcome to another edition of the Sales Life. And the Sales Life, dude, do not get it twisted, man. The Sales Life is just not for those in the sales profession, because selling is a life skill. Dude, you need life skills to sell your way through life. I don't care how good your situation is right now or how tough your situation is right now. You ain't ever gonna settle, because as long as you can sell, you'll never settle again, because this is what is right now, but that's not all there is. So with this show, man, we are building life skills so that way you can have a better lifestyle, dude. If you want to change your life, man, change your skills also. So today, man, we're going to talk about something super, super important. It's the difference between price and cost. Traditionally, man, I've used the terms, what's the price on it? What's it going to cost me? And and this is why I'm late, man, I really struggle with, and I'm in the business, but what's truly the difference in price versus cost and how it relates to your life, man? So here's the short version. All right, Marsh, I want the cliff notes, and now I'm out of here at 1 minute and 40 seconds. All right, the price is the entry point, man. The price is the decision. The cost is the expenditure, the capital outlay after the entry point. See, when the price looks pretty, then the cost associated to that price are going to be ugly. And I'm going to explain that here in a minute. And when the price looks ugly, it's too high of a price to pay. The cost associated to that carry maximum benefit. They're pretty, and I'm gonna explain that too. So let's analogize. Is that even a word? Let's put an analogy on price versus cost. So you win the lottery. You got $1 million, right? The first thing you do, after of course you come see me to buy a car, the first thing you do, man, you go buy a house. So you say, hey, I want to get approved for the house. So you get $1 million house. That's the price. You sign all the paperwork, you go with the mortgage company, good to go. That's the price. But what you don't factor in is the cost associated to that price. See, what you don't weigh in is not only what's the monthly mortgage on $1 million property, but what's the monthly maintenance on that $1 million property. I mean, it's going to cost you $10,000 or $15,000 a month to do that. And then you're also committed now to a 30-year mortgage. So you were lured by the price. I want $1 million home. But do you realize the cost associated to that home? Well, I didn't realize it was going to cost me $15,000. And dude, that's if everything goes right. And what about the property taxes? What about that? What about if somebody gets hurt on your $1 million property? Oh, I didn't think about that either. See, that's the things we don't think about in life. We are lured by the price, but we don't factor in the cost. And the cost are what's going to trip you up, man. See, when you look at these $1 million athletes, these high profile athletes, you're like, oh my God, he signed an $80 million contract, a $100 million contract. You see the price and you say, God, boy, what would I do with that? But what you're not factoring in is the cost associated to get to that price. For him to be able to command a contract like that, all the costs that go into that, not only to get there, giving up your childhood, years and decades of training, overcoming injuries. Okay, so now that you've arrived at that, you've inked that deal. But then how are you going to maintain in the sense of being able to keep yourself healthy, not to get hurt, so that way you can pull the full benefit out of that price? See, the price may seem worth it, but once you agree to a price, then you realize, oh damn, the cost is pretty damn ugly. So let's take college, for example. I want to go to college. So college students, hear me well. If you just are parents, anybody who you know goes to college, hear this part right here. 5 minutes and 48 seconds into it. I want you to listen to this part. That's all you got to listen to. The price you pay to go to college is low. All it takes is a tax return and some paperwork, and lo and behold, boom, I'm a full-fledged student. The student loans come rolling in. The cost associated to getting into college, to going to college. See, that's where young people don't factor this thing in. So that 4-year degree may take you 7 or 8 to get, and the meter's running the whole time. The loans keep piling on. Oh, you need more money? No problem. Oh, you want to get another? You want to get another degree? Okay, yeah, no problem. And see, those things keep piling on. But if you drop out, or when you graduate, 6 months after that, they're saying, hey bro, where's my money? Run me my money. That's all they care about. And dude, you can't ignore the phone calls forever. Well, you can ignore the phone calls, but they're gonna find out where you work, and they're gonna garnish your wages. Because dude, you can't even bankrupt student loans. You are literally selling your soul to go to school. So if you're gonna pay the price, then you better also weigh the cost associated to that price. And that's something, man, that a lot of times people don't look at. Or many times we get so trapped up in this web that we're so deep into it. In an effort to not have to pay back, we stay in school and we just keep going back for another minor. We're switching majors. I'm getting a master's here. We're doing all these kind of different things, yet you really don't know what you want to do in life. And the whole time, man, that cost is just racking up. And what ends up happening is you take some mediocre job, something you didn't even want, because all of your loans have been exhausted. You have reached the maximum payout. And now you just got to take some sort of job to say, okay, let me start paying this stuff back. See, you weighed the price, or you paid the price, but you didn't weigh the cost, man. All right, let's take it in my world. You want a BMW, right? You got a 50 cent an hour raise. You got some overtime coming up. You know what? Life's just good. And I've always wanted a big body BMW. I've always wanted that big body Mercedes. All right? So you go out and you buy that 80,000 mile, 90,000 mile import car. I mean, with a signature. I mean, the bank said yes, so I'm gonna say yes too. And so I buy it. That's the price. What you don't factor in is the cost, what it takes to maintain that 80, 90,000 mile import. I mean, the maintenance alone. And because it's just maintenance. You say, oh, well, it's not broken, so I don't need to maintain that. Now I'm good. Month's kind of tight this month, so I'm not gonna, do that. But that skip maintenance ends up caving your motor in. And the next thing you know, you have 5 years left to pay on a vehicle that's got no warranty because you skipped out on the maintenance because the cost was too high. And now it's sitting in your driveway with no motor, but you got a month there. You got a bill every single month. That's the price. You paid the price, but you didn't factor in the cost. You got to be careful, dude, of something that's got a low entry point and you get lured by the price because you didn't factor in the cost. See, what you can pay versus what you can afford are two totally different things. So, sales has a very low price. It's got a low entry point, but the cost is huge. High cost. Long, super long hours. A dedication to your craft. Dude, there is not only what you have to learn today, but also what is coming out, future products, your competitor's product, also the nuances of negotiating with a customer, also dealing with rejection. Dude, literally in sales, we go to work to fail. We are the only profession that we walk out the door every single day and say, I'm going to fail today. You fail way more than you succeed, but that's the only way, man, that you can succeed. So we get lured by the price. Oh, I can make this kind of money. We get lured by the price, but we did not factor in the cost, and we had no idea it was going to take this much to even see a blip of some modicum of success. So people, they get overwhelmed and they say, oh no, I didn't realize this. It was a low price to get in. We got you hired. You left your other job because you thought you were going to make a bunch of money, but yet you did not factor in the cost, what it took to get there. Same thing with real estate, man. You get a license. Bro, are you willing to go without a property, selling a property for a year? Could you do it? Could you financially do it? That's the price. Price is cheap. Get a license. How do you get the clients? How do you sell those big dollar properties? Getting a business license, same thing, bro. It don't cost much. What's it cost? $150 to get an LLC. You can get a business license. Everything that is associated, the cost to run that business, oh, dude, it's immense. So just because you have a license doesn't mean anything. Just because you got a license from the state doesn't mean anything. That's the price you pay. What's the cost? What's it going to take? See, price is a decision, and cost is the fuel behind that decision. It's huge, man. It's huge. So the sales life, for me, cheap price. The Anchor app was free. All I got to do was make up a name, the sales life. Boom, got a podcast. The price is cheap. But the cost to get up at 4 o'clock every single morning and work on the podcast for 3 or 4 hours before grinding out a 10-hour sales, tension-filled sales day, it's a high cost. But I'm willing to bear the cost because it's worth it to me. Now, price has burned you, but price has also handicapped you as well. Price has handicapped you because many times you look at something as too high of a price, so you won't bear the cost. Case in point, your weight. I'm 100 pounds overweight. The price is too high. I'm never going to get it off. It's going to take me too long. So we never pay the price. But here's the crazy thing. The higher the price, the more maximum the benefit. The lower the price, the higher the cost. So if you're looking at an 80-pound obesity problem, if you're willing to pay the price, the cost, the fact that you can walk your daughter down the aisle, it carries a maximum benefit. Same thing in a relationship. See, you're getting these low-priced dudes. You're getting these low-priced women. They carry a low price, but they carry a high cost because they're toxic and they keep pulling you down. But if you pay a higher price, not literally now, but if you pay a higher price, a higher caliber person, then the benefits means that you have a lasting long-term relationship. So what's price versus cost in your world? Now that you hear this, what's it mean to you, man? What is the difference between price and cost? If you're willing to pay the price, and it's a high price, I'm telling you, dude, it's gonna be worth it. But if it's a low price, you better be very cautious. You better wake up real quick and you gotta question, okay, this is low. This is something I can afford. This is something that I don't even have to hesitate. I'm instantly approved, right? When that happens, you better look at the cost. That's what it's gonna cost. That's the expenditure, the outlay over a specified period of time. All right? Remember, never settle, ever again. Never settle. Keep selling your way through life no matter what. Leave your comments below. Stay in the sales life. Peace.